So we know that there is a lag between the industry and the academia. Whatever new emerges out in the industry, it takes years and years for it to formalize into the education curriculums across the country. Now, the consequence of this for MBA students is that we have an entire breed of MBAs and MBA students who do not have the sufficient skills in order to compete and to remain relevant in the current fast-paced changing times. A very simple example of this is that you would realize that now in the last 1 or 2 years, when the pandemic had struck us, a lot of organizations, they had to make the switch to online, they had to make the switch to digital. And in that, you also observed that the job offers of a lot of MBA students from some of the best B schools, from some of the most unimaginable B schools, were revoked. Why exactly is that? One of the reasons is that probably the value of that new MT which joins that organization is not so high within the first year. And in this last 1 year, what we observed is that in such vulnerable times, the jobs of MBAs of this day and age could be in trouble. So in this video, I will be sharing with you that what are the shortfalls in our MBA programs. And while obviously this video is intended for all the educators and all the administrators, but if you are an MBA student or an MBA aspirant who's watching this video, it is very important for you as well. The reason is because in this video, you will realize that probably what are the shortfalls and how you can take the ownership in your hands to improve your career outcomes. Hi, I am Darpan Saxena, an MBA from IIM Udaipur, and let's get on with the video. So the first and the foremost thing is that MBAs need to learn digital skills. It is very important for MBAs to be really hands-on with hard skills. The problem is MBA students usually ignore hard skills because probably they feel that soft skills are more important for them, but the true differentiators for any MBA student or for any MBA would be the hard skills, that what are the things which he or she is hands-on with, and the skills which will really make an impact are the digital skills. So I will share with you 4 shortfalls which I observed, which I and my friends and all of the other MBAs I've interacted with, which we observed in our MBA programs. And from those 4 shortfalls, from those 4 issues, what you need to take note of is that how can you do the extra effort in order to fill that gap which is currently there in the academia and the industry. And if you're truly somebody who believes in this, that you as an MBA need to learn hard skills, that you as an MBA need to learn digital skills, then please like this video, because it might help an MBA student who's like you, who's trying to figure out that how to make a mark in the industry and what are the skills which are important. So first of all, I would start off by explaining that what exactly are these digital skills which I am talking about. So while I've created a separate video around that, which I will link somewhere here, I would also explain you here that what these digital skills really are. And especially if you're an MBA who's interested in marketing, then these skills are a must-have for you. These are a must-have. So the way I define digital skills is that these are the skills which help you operate in the online world and enable you to derive the maximum impact from that for your organization, for whichever organization you are working for. It could also help you build a personal brand of yours which can go a long way, be it in a job or even if you plan to start out. And from that video which I've already created on what are digital skills, I will also share with you this snapshot where I've explained that if you're an MBA student interested in marketing, then what are the digital skills which you must have. This is the entire universe of those skills about which you need to have some idea so that you can emerge out as a complete professional. And now from here, I will quickly go on to what are those 4 flaws or those 4 issues which are there in the MBA curriculum which needs to be solved and the academics, they need to solve this problem. However, if you're an MBA student, you need to know that solving these issues in the curriculum will take years. And hence, if you care for yourself, you know that you need to take these things in your own hands and you need to upskill your own self. You need to not only upskill it but also find ways to implement it so that your skills can solidify. So I will start off with the first flaw which I observed. And the first flaw is how we are taught digital marketing at the B schools. Back in the day when I was an MBA student in 2017, you would be surprised to know that such an important subject as digital marketing was not a part of the mandatory subjects of the first year course of MBA. In fact, digital marketing was available only as an elective, as an optional elective, that too at the fag end of the second year, which means right in the final term of MBA when nobody is taking the classes seriously anymore. Now the problem is not that the students are not taking the classes of the last term seriously or not. That is not the issue. The issue is that a student, an MBA who's about to enter the field of marketing, can actually complete his or her MBA without even having studied digital marketing at all. Therefore, the obvious answer is that it needs to be a mandatory subject, not only for those MBA students who are interested in marketing, but it is important for every MBA student because it is very important for every progressive leader across the organization to have the appreciation for digital. And you know, we as the first year students, we had not yet realized it, but we realized it only when we observed that these were the very job roles which were being offered to us in the summer placements. And forget even the summer internships, even for the summer internship interviews, where the organizations were expecting us to have this kind of an appreciation for such online skills. The fact is that because a lot of us who had not yet worked on it had absolutely no idea about how these things work. How does SEO work, or how does Facebook ad work, or how can you do a very effective email marketing campaign? Hence, from that, somewhere it is very important to understand that probably digital marketing is something which needs to be right from the first term. It needs to be a subject, a mandatory subject in the first term of the MBA programs. Now the great news is that I was speaking to a junior of mine and I was informed that at our B school, digital marketing is actually now a first year subject which is taught in the very first term. And it was very heartening to hear that, because that is the kind of change we need. And I would want you to wait up till the end of the video, because that is where I will be sharing with you that why for you as an MBA student it is so important to focus on personal branding through these digital skills right from the first day. It is very important, and you will find that out in my fourth point when I'll be sharing it with you. From there, I will move on to the second point. And it is that what happens when B schools, they try to teach you analytics and topics which involve hands-on coding and implementation. So I will give you two examples of this. The first one is about what exactly is the course content, and the second one is how do they deliver that course content. So for example, when I was in my first year, there was a mandatory subject on market research, and in that subject, the software which we had to use in order to do our market research analysis was SPSS. Now, a lot of you may not know about SPSS and a few of you may know about it. The fact is that my friends who were there in the MBA, and even our seniors, all of us who have been there in the industry for 2 or 3 years, not one of us uses or has even heard of SPSS at our workplaces. The fact is that what exactly is there in the course curriculum may not be perfectly aligned with what is being used out there in the industry. And hence, whenever you're attending a course in your MBA, you need to be conscious of this fact that is it being applied as is in the industry or not. One way to find this out is go ahead and back hack your placements. I have spoken about this hack of mine, that how you can back hack your placements. All you have to do is that for the organizations and the job roles which you are targeting, you need to find out their JDs which you can find from your Placecom, and in that you would have an idea that what are the skills which they are talking about. From there you can obviously see that okay, what kind of tools and what kind of skills do you need to be good at. And if you realize that what is being asked for is not there inside your MBA program, then the onus is not on the faculty. The onus is on you, that how do you equip yourself with those skills so that you become a very complete professional for that job role. However, the good news is that these things have started to change. For example, at my B school, which is IIM Udaipur, they have changed the software from SPSS to R, which means that right from the first year, from the very first term, you are learning how to do market research analysis using R, which is a fairly widely used software in the marketing analytics industry. Another challenge with how they teach any analytics or any programming based subject at a B school is this thing. For example, in my second year, I had taken up an elective on predictive analytics using R. Now, the surprising thing in that elective was that in our 12 classes which were planned for that course, in most of them, we were not even allowed to open our laptops. Would you believe that? That in a subject wherein you're supposed to learn how to do the actual coding, you were not allowed to open the laptop and be hands-on with the code. Now, while I do actually understand the argument behind it, and that argument is that yes, for a subject like analytics, there is a lot of theory, intuition, math, and statistics which you need to learn prior to starting your coding experience. I do understand that. However, if that is the case, we need to find a way to restructure that entire course so that there is still some hands-on experience out there. One of the ways in which a B school can handle it is that you could probably restructure the course. For example, instead of it being a one-term course, it could be split across 2 terms, wherein in the first part of the course, that course will be theory intensive, whereas the second one will be more hands-on, where the students will actually be able to do the analytics and they will be able to create a body of work for themselves. And speaking about body of work, that brings me to my next point, that what is another flaw which is there inside the MBA program which can be improved, or at least you as an MBA student can take the onus on you to improve it for yourself. And this third aspect is the association between the consulting club and the academic council of the B school. So for a skill like the digital skills, it is very important for you to go ahead and implement the skills on real world problems. For you to be able to implement it on real world problems, it is very important for you to make use of the live projects which various organizations floats on the B schools. Now, usually in a B school, these live projects are being floated by the consulting clubs, and somewhere there is a very good opportunity that the consulting clubs can have a more deeper integration with the academic committee. Probably a structure needs to be found wherein a faculty makes it mandatory for his or her course that the students need to go out in the industry and do some live projects on that topic. For example, a faculty can make it a part of their course outline that all the students, they need to have gone through some live projects as a part of their course, and the outcomes of that live project will be evaluated and will be credited in the course. Now, if that can happen, you are actually converting all of the MBA courses into far more hands-on experiences, which is a must for MBA students who want to go out in the industry and make an impact. Now, a very interesting example of how you can make a course very hands-on is an example from IIM Udaipur. So in the second year at IIM Udaipur, you have an option to go for a full 4-credit course of independent study, CIS, wherein you are allowed to attach yourself with a professor and work on any subject, any topic of your interest. So I was one of the very few students on the campus who went for the course of independent study. And my topic for that course, on which I worked for the entire 1 term, was the marketing strategy for super heuristics. Can you imagine how interesting it would be that using my digital skills, I created an asset for myself which was super heuristics, and then in that course of independent study, I was able to work on that asset of mine for the entire term, and I was able to get the support and the guidance of the faculties for that. So that is the impact which you can create if you learn digital skills. And also what I shared with you is a great example of how any business school can make their programs far more hands-on, which can really impact the outcomes for the students. And the fourth and final point about how you need to learn digital skills is not for the faculty, it is not for the administrators, it is in fact straight away to the students, because for this the entire ownership is only on you. I had spoken about in my first point that why for any MBA student personal branding through digital skills is very important, and here is where I will explain to you that what are those 4 steps which you need to do in order to really get a good grip on your hard skills, and what is the kind of impact which they can make for you for your MBA outcomes. So the 4 steps which you need to follow in order to be great at any skill which you choose to acquire in your MBA, these 4 steps are that the first step is that obviously you need to go ahead and learn the skill. And I always advise students to learn the skill from paid courses, because it is only when you pay that you pay attention. The second step is that while you are learning the skill from that course, you need to also start implementing it on various assignments and toy examples. It is very important. A lot of students, they completely avoid practicing it on small examples, and they feel that okay, once we have completed the entire course, then only we will start to apply it on various examples. That is a wrong approach. By the time you will complete the entire course, you would have completely forgotten the skill, and you would realize that you are not confident in now being hands-on on that skill. The third step is that from there you need to choose the path of becoming a content creator and a consultant. It is very important for you to start creating content on whatever knowledge and skills which you have, and I'm sure that all MBA students, especially after having graduated and then probably working for a few years and then appearing for MBA, you would have a lot of knowledge and wisdom to share. And therefore, whenever you're acquiring a skill, you need to ensure that using that skill you are creating a body of work and you start to produce content around it. It could simply be articles or it could be videos about that skill. So for example, when I was in the first year of my MBA, I started my own blog called Super Heuristics, and it is only through that blog that I was able to improve on a lot of my hard skills, on a lot of my digital skills. And when you teach the skill to someone else, your skills would actually improve. Your understanding of that skill will improve a lot. Therefore, start to become a content creator. It will help you immensely in your skill acquisition, and also it will help you in your personal branding. And the fourth step is going to be super amazing for you. It will impact the way you understand the skills and the outcomes which you can have from your skills. The fourth aspect is that go ahead and monetize your skills. By that, I am trying to say is that how you can find certain real world projects out in the industries for which you can get paid. And the same thing applies here, that when somebody can pay you for the skills which you have, then that truly means that you have certain quality skills, and you need to reach that stage in the kind of skills you acquire that you are able to earn from those skills entirely. By now you would have completely understood that all of these 4 steps are interlinked, which means that if in your third step, if you've been constantly creating content around your skills, you will eventually attract a lot of consulting assignments from various people who want your help in achieving certain outcomes from your skills. And it is when that your personal brand will actually start to speak for itself. How it impacted me was that when I was able to earn from my blog, and when I was able to sell my skills and do a lot of consulting assignments from all around the world, it helped me be completely independent, and I was able to leave my job and focus on this freedom lifestyle completely, where I can focus on creating more value for you all. So I hope that from this video you have been made aware of the 4 flaws which are there, which you as an MBA student need to ensure that you are able to cover it up for your own self. Please go ahead and drop in your comments as to what do you think about these 4 flaws and the 4 steps which I shared with you. I will see you in the next video. Thanks a lot.